Okay. All right, guys.
What did you think about Thomas? And have you ever, I mean, I'm sure you've seen something comparable to it, but I mean, where does that rank in?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you rank it up there in games where there's one possession game down the stretch, you know. But the thing that was most impressive to me about Thomas was he scored the most points ever, he gets the most rebounds, and he played the most unselfish he's ever played. I mean, passed great out of double teams. He should have had 6 or 7 assists if he could make a shot, and poised. And I thought he played great. I just thought he played great. He needed that. That's good.
He said that he'd been fighting you. You've been telling him to, if you start dishing the ball out, his game would open up, and offensively he's been fighting you. And now he says, you know what you're doing.
Well, that's nice of him. So, no, what Thomas gets frustrated too easy. He wants to, teams that double team him. You know, the best way to get him not to double team is for him to be very effective in passing the ball out of double teams, as opposed to going 1-on-2 or whatever. And I thought he was aggressive, but drove to pass it. I thought he did a really nice job. I told him if we were patient and he became a better screener and a better passer, he'd score more points. And certainly he had an opportunity to today. But he only took 14 shots and still gets 30.
He hasn't been going to the free throw line much last couple of games. It seems like he's got to be your leading free throw shooter, doesn't he?
Well, he or Tyshawn, Tyshawn shoots a lot of free throws himself. I think Ty may have shot the most free throws on our team going into today. So yeah, but Thomas on paper should be our leading free throw shooter. But Tyshawn gets fouled an awful lot. He's so good at driving it. The one that needs to become a free throw shooter is Elijah, because he shot 11 for the season. And Tyshawn shot 88 or whatever. So that's a big discrepancy. So, but he shot 2 today. So at least we're really moving forward in a very positive way.
How do you get Elijah to drive more than settling for the outside shot?
Well, just emphasize it. I mean, he can drive it. He can get his shoulders past people. But I don't care that I don't really see settling as what he's doing. I just see him as he's either shooting it or passing it and being passive. He needs to go ahead and drive it when he's not shooting it. But I don't mind him shooting the ball. Our 2 best shooters can't go 3 for 16 and expect us to win a lot of competitive games. But that doesn't bother me shooting the ball. I don't feel that's settling. I just feel like he's settling because if he's not shooting it, he's not doing anything. He just kind of just being a ball mover. He's too good to be just that.
What part of Thomas's game have you been really impressed with from, I guess, where he was last year or 2 years ago?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I haven't been as impressed as what media has. I think that the way we play, he's going to score points, and I think the more patient and the more disciplined he is, he'll score a lot more points. So his skill level has improved dramatically. You got it. I mean, his shot, his passing, his ball handling has improved dramatically from the past years. But to me, he looked like a complete basketball player today. He's going to get numbers just because we throw the ball inside a lot. And he's going to get rebounds because he plays a lot of minutes. I mean, but to me, he can be so much more than that. I think we get a false sense guys play good when they put up numbers, and guys play bad when they don't put up numbers. But sometimes, depending on what the role is, some guys that appear to don't put up numbers do as much to help the team win as anybody. So I think he played, to me, tonight a complete game. Now, he's always been impressive to me, don't get me wrong. But I think we get hung up on, well, he got this dunk, or he did this, or did that. And, that's not real ball. But being able to pass out of traps or double teams and being patient and understanding that third side he'll get a better touch than on the first side, things like that, I think he was pretty impressive tonight.
You said this was his most unselfish game. Is that what pleased you the most?
Yeah, I mean, totally unselfish. Totally unselfish. Didn't take one bad shot. Now, guys that score a lot of points have the green light to take some bad shots. He didn't even take a bad shot. I mean, he was aggressive, and if he felt the double, he fanned it. If he didn't feel it, he's went to work. But I just thought his mind was really good tonight.
You didn't play your bench quite as much as you did against Howard. Any reason?
Yeah, well, I think I played them more than they deserve to play. You know, there are some guys out there that you know, to me, they started the New Year's Eve festivities, you know, around 2 p.m. and whatever they're going to do. So yeah, I shouldn't have played them as much as I did.
Yeah, go for Withing too?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
What'd you tell your team at the first media timeout? I know there was like 6 or 7 empty possessions before Thomas's 2 dunks.
Well, missing shots is not necessarily, I guess you could say it empty if you don't score, but you know, you miss shots sometimes, and they didn't guard us. You know, when a team doesn't guard you and they just dare you to shoot it, you got to become a better screening team, and you got to make some shots, you know, to stretch it a little bit. And we just didn't do that early on. We settled maybe a little bit too much, but it wasn't as bad as what maybe the appearance was, because you got to make shots when they don't guard you, and we just didn't do that early. We didn't do it the whole game, but we still managed to score some points.
Were you happy with Travis going to the glass a little bit more today?
A little bit. You know, Travis didn't have a really good game, but you know, obviously, but he did get on the offensive boards. But you know, you look at it from my perspective. 2 guys on our team got an offensive rebound, and we're getting ready to play K-State on Wednesday. Not good. Not good. And only 2 got an offensive rebound. You know, the last 2 minutes don't count. So you know, that to me was good for Travis, but that's a bad sign. And when you have your other bigs, the balls hit their hands and we don't secure rebounds, which happened 6 or 7 times in their limited minutes, you know, that's a bad sign when you're getting ready to play K-State on Wednesday. So we got to be a much tougher team.
Overall,
Wednesday.
Overall, how do you feel about team as conference play games? I mean, after 13 games, are you ready for the next stage?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I know our players are excited too. The thing that concerns me are our big guys other than Thomas. Can they go get the ball off the glass? I mean, you know, we played going into the Howard game. I could be mistaken on this, but we've actually rebounded the ball very well. We may have out-rebounded every opponent. I could be maybe mistaken. Controlled the glass against Georgetown, Kentucky, Duke, Ohio State. You know, shown that we can go get it, but here of late we haven't. You know, and so that's disappointing to me. You know, and you got to rebound outside your area when you go against a team that takes great pride. You know, K-State gets 42% of their misses back. You know, that's a very high rate, and we got to do a much better job of cleaning up than what we're doing right now.
Coach, that group Wayne Simeon's senior year, you told them a lot that for this team to be successful and make a run into March, the offense had to go through him. Is it as important for this group to go through Thomas as it was for that group? Yeah,
I think so. That group had more prolific. You know, Keith could score, even though Keith wasn't healthy. Keith could score, and even though JR didn't shoot the ball well that year, JR was a threat at all times. You know, he could stretch the defense, and Aaron was an accomplished guy. So yeah, I think that Paul, probably with Wayne, since he was such a great shooter, he need to get probably as many touches as anybody. I don't know if Thomas is quite that way, because Thomas can go get you points off an offensive rebound and running in transition some different ways than maybe what Wayne excelled at. But I don't want to compare him to Wayne, but you know, I do think that there are some similarities there.
Anything else?
Okay, thanks, guys.